Hello, hello. Gonna just get everything set up here, doing a live workshop. Okay, awesome. Hello, everybody. Just going to take a minute to get set up. Say hello as you're tuning in and joining. Just seeing if this light works okay. All right. Okay, hello everybody. Thanks so much for joining. We are going to have an incredible adventure today. As you guys are popping in and joining, go ahead and let me know where you're tuning in from. Where are you at physically right now? Like on a couch, in your car, what's going on? Are you on a couch, in your car, at your dining room table, on a walk in your backyard? And then let me know where in the world you're tuning in from. What country, what city, what state, what continent? I mean, are you on planet Earth? Are you out on Jupiter or something? Let me know where you're tuning in from. Uh-oh, you can't hear me. Thank you for letting me know. Let me check something. Let's see. Okay, can you hear me okay? Just want to make sure. I think I disconnected from my speaker and stuff. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Awesome. Hello, hello. Okay, wonderful. Okay, if you have any issues, just let me know. Want to make sure everything connects here, okay? Okay, so as you're popping in, let me know where you're tuning in from. Are you sitting on your couch, sitting at your dining table, on a walk, in your car? And let me know where in the world, what city, what state, what country, what continent, whatever vibes. If you're not on planet Earth and you're somehow tuning in from Jupiter or Mars, that's awesome too. Just let me know. And we'll just get started in a minute. Just hold space if a few other people want to join. And then plenty of people will be catching the replay. Can't hear now. It's really weird. Let me try ending the live stream and restarting it and check something on my phone and make sure that you guys can hear me, okay? So stick around, pop in just a minute, and we'll give this one more go, okay? Sound good? See you in a sec. Okay, I'll see you guys in a second. I don't know what else would be the issue. Okay, hey everyone, we're back. Gonna give this a try. Let me know if you guys can hear me as you're popping in. Apparently there was some issue with the sound. I don't know what the issue would be though. Fixed everything I can on my end, so we'll see if this works this time. And as you're popping in, just let me know where you're tuning in from. Are you on your couch, on your bed, and cooking on the stove? Hopefully you're not sitting on the stove, but maybe you're cooking on the stove. out for a walk with your chihuahua. Like, let me know what you're up to, where you're tuning in from, and where in the world, what city, state, country, continent. If you're on planet Earth, if you're not, that's cool too. Maybe you got an address on Jupiter or Mars. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. And then let me know where you're tuning in from. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to have an amazing adventure today. Lots of life-changing value. Going to dive deep. Just let me know if you guys can hear me, and then let me know where you're tuning in from, where you're physically sitting at, and what part of the world you're tuning in from. You are cooking on the stove. I nailed it. Yes, so much yes. Totally nailed it. Planet Jupiter. Yep, address be Jupiter, baby. Okay, awesome. So grateful you guys can hear me. Cooking on the stove in Vancouver, Canada, in the kitchen in Woodstock, Georgia, home office in Maryland. Amazing, amazing. Thank you all for taking the time for this. My intention here is for today to be the first day of the rest of your life, where you get to discover your inner realities like never before. And from this expanded inner awareness, have so many tools, so much magic, so much potential that you get to activate and awaken the next step forward and inward, so that you can know more of the fullness of your body, mind, soul, and thus the fullness of life through deeper connection and union with all that you are. So if you haven't downloaded the playbook, go ahead and hop over and grab the playbook. You should have received an email if you joined my magic portal. When you RSVP'd, you should have received an email yesterday, and it has the playbook in it. It's 50 pages. If you weren't able to print it, because that's a lot of pages to print, that's totally fine. If you can reference it on an iPad or a computer or something, that would be great. That'll be our guide for today, so that it's not just talking, because I do enjoy doing that. But you have a visual reference for everything we're exploring. So if you did not receive that, you can pause, hop off this call, go to my profile, or if you're watching the replay, go to my profile, click the links that I have. And when you go to click the playbook, free playbook links, you'll be able to join my magic portal. You should instantly receive an email with it. So go ahead and have your playbook up. And then we're going to just start this time with some intentions. Just pulling up my own playbook here on my computer and in my binder. Okay. So when you looked through the playbook, hopefully you had a chance to glance through it. If not, that's totally fine. But if you're here on the replay, we're going to start with some intentions. What brings you here today? Besides the fact that I was like, hey, come join my event. What brings you here today in terms of your inner journey? And this is a twofold question. The first thing is, what do you want to heal? What do you want to heal, shift, or transform? What's happening within your inner realities that you want to experience differently? And then the second part of that question is, what do you want to experience more of? What do you want to activate and awaken within you? And so in the playbook, there were several sample pages of stuff to help serve and support you so you can get really clear and specific. Open to it all. That's awesome. That's good to be open. But if you don't have a clear vision, then there's nothing to pull you forward with specificity. So you want to get really clear on what it is you actually want. Well, I want to feel better. What does that actually mean? Childlike curiosity. Want more of this? Yes, I love that. Yes, connecting with that's, let me know if this resonates. Connect with that awe and wonder and magic and just being enthralled by the little things and having a more open heart and open mind to experience life without the automated interpretations. Like to be, let me know if this is vibing with you at all, with the childlike curiosity intention, but to be able to like eat an apple and not have the automated assumption of I'm eating an apple and I expect it to taste like an apple, but to be able to eat an apple and be like, wow, like what if it didn't have a name? How would I experience it if there weren't a label to it? How would I experience it with that childlike curiosity? Let me know if that resonates. Awe, wonder, magic, just that openness and receptivity to experience life without the automated navigational interpretations that come from experiencing things that we've already known, and thus we believe that we know the fullness of what it is, but we don't yet. We don't know the fullness of what it is yet because we don't know the fullness of ourselves yet. Last night I had a deep layer of guilt and shame, experienced this epiphany of, wow, I have fucked up and blamed everyone. Totally understand that. And we are going to dive in. Those feelings especially really come from the first region of somatic emotions that we're going to be talking through. And once you pinpoint the underlying needs of that, you can transform it without focusing on the experience. Because when you focus on the experience and the things going inside of you, the sensations you don't like, the experiences you don't like, the choices or the people or whatever it is that you don't like, you just get more of that energy because you're feeding that energy. But when you pinpoint the underlying needs and you start to tend to those inner needs, you can start to shift the energy by going deeper into the foundation of body, mind, soul. Yes, wonder and magic of life. Yes, and that's one of my favorite practices is how would I experience this moment if there were no automated interpretations of it? If I hadn't seen a tree before, how would I look at a tree and see it? What would my experience be right now if I'd never seen this before? And that can be hard to do because, like, you know, we see ourselves every day, we see our environment every day, we see the apples and the bananas and the trees and the grass, we see it every day. And we end up taking ourselves and our life for granted. And, you know, even I'm guilty of that. We just get in the flow of, this is just life. This is my everyday existence. Obviously, this is here. It's here every day. But then we miss out on experiencing the magic of it because the body mind has automated assumptions about what it's about to experience based on what it already has experienced. Had an anxiety attack this morning. Haven't had one in years. Feel another one. Wonder. Yes, I totally understand. Focus on the breath. Focus on the breath. Awesome. Hello. Okay, so for those tuning in, we're starting with just a little introduction. First, let me know where you're tuning in from physically. Are you in the kitchen, in the office, on a couch, driving? And then let me know where in the world you're tuning in from, what country, state, continent. And then we're starting out with some intentions. And a special focus on what we want more of. And so for everything that we want to heal or shift, what do you want to exist in its place? Instead of, I don't want panic attacks, let's focus on, I do want to feel profound inner peace and groundedness in my body. If you want, you know, more, whatever it is, look at the opposite of the thing you don't want. And so we're going to create that vision to pull us forward. We don't want to push ourselves like, I need to show up for healing. I've got to heal this stuff. I got to push myself and show up for this. We want a vision that pulls us towards it, a vision that pulls us magnetically. Like, I am so looking forward to having grounded peace inside of my body. And that vision is worth showing up for every day. We want a vision that pulls us. So go ahead and share your intentions. And in the playbook, there were several pages of starter ideas to get your juices churning and turning. And then we're going to just take a moment to do some breathing and centering and set some intentions for our time together. And let me just double check here on another platform. If beautiful souls are here on YouTube, thanks so much for tuning in. Let me know where in the world you're tuning in from and what your intentions are. And visually, I'm going to be focused here on Instagram, but I wanted to have YouTube as a backup so people could join there if they're not on Instagram. So feel free to share in the chat box and I will be peeking in on that. Okay, amazing. Awesome. Okay, so let's take a few beautiful breaths and we're going to center into our intention for what we're creating. You are a powerful creator of your own inner realities through body, mind, and soul. You have infinite power within your inner energy, and that gets to be molded and sculpted into a beautiful home of your inner being. In each moment of every day, now and forevermore, the one person that you are guaranteed to share every moment of your life with is you. And the only place or space that you're guaranteed to experience every moment of existence within is your body, mind, and soul. And so because this is literally the foundation of your entire life, it matters. The foundation of anything and everything you will ever experience is happening right here, right now, within your body, mind, and soul. Every relationship, every work endeavor, every creative passion, every pleasure, every moment of enjoyment, every anything you will ever experience starts from within your own body, mind, and soul, creating presence and peace. I'm so grateful for those moments and deserve to live every moment in that state. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, yes, yes. So we're going to start with a brief meditation. We're going to dive into this workshop. We have a lot of magic to go over, and I would love your feedback and input every step of the way so that, you know, what I'm saying is making sense. It's landing. If you have clarifying questions, this is your chance to interact and engage here. And if you are On the replay, you're also welcome to type in the responses to each of the things that I share throughout this time, and I will definitely reconnect with you there. And if you're here live, I'm so grateful and excited to share this space with you. Okay, so let's take a few deep breaths, and we're going to go on a very brief inner journey, okay? And as you breathe, you can place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. If you're driving, maybe you can't close your eyes. That's totally fine. At least place one hand across your belly and just bring presence in. And as you breathe in and you notice the air moving through your nostrils, you center into this moment. And as you notice your belly expanding, you feel your belly moving, but you also feel your hand or hands that are gently placed upon your belly, kind of making a slight motion as they flow with the rhythm of your breath. And you breathe in and out with an audible exhale sigh. And breathe in and out with an audible sigh. And you can make as much noise as you want. If you want to scream or chant or vibrate or om on your exhale, you're welcome to do that. Breathe in. Audible exhale. And a few more deep breaths. And I want you to gently activate that third eye chakra, that inner imagination, that inner capacity for visualization while remaining grounded and present in your breath. And within the visual scene of your inner mind and your third eye, you notice a person standing in a field very far away from you. You're in a big, beautiful field or a meadow. You can imagine any types of plants all around you. It could be a big, giant, luscious forest or a big meadow with just tall, long grasses of any kind. Or maybe there's flowers of every color imaginable as far as your eye can see in all directions. But imagine yourself in a very open, spacious nature place, grounded into the earth. And in the distance in front of you is a person. And they are running towards you with open arms and eager excitement. And you can feel the anticipation. You can feel the joy. You can feel the ecstasy. You can feel the excitement. It's more exciting than being on a roller coaster. It's more exciting than being at the airport about to go on a beautiful all-inclusive vacation. It's more exciting than a surprise birthday party with 100 of your favorite people. It's more exciting than anything you could ever imagine. And as you're in this luscious open nature space and there's that person far out into the distance in front of you, they're running towards you. And even as far away as they are, you can see them smiling. With their arms outstretched, they're already excited to embrace you, even though they're running from quite a ways away. And with this eager anticipation, you start running. Instead of just standing in the nature space, you start running towards them. And you're giggling and you're smiling and your arms are open wide and outstretched. And you don't even know why you're so excited, but you're excited. And you start running towards this person. And they are running towards you. And not too long, as you feel the earth and the nature beneath you and around you just so holding you, just tenderly holding you and supporting you and nourishing you and empowering you to fully embrace this moment of opportunity, you run up to that person. And in not too long, you meet them. And as you meet them, you notice that this person represents all of the aspects of you that you've never gotten to meet yet. And you look at them and you see your own self, you see your own physical body being represented in this moment by this person, but somehow it's like you're seeing them for the first time. It's like you're seeing them for the very first time. How have these aspects of your own soul self essence been right here within the energy of your own inner being, and yet you've never met them? It's because in this moment, the details of experience, the automated projections, the thoughts, the feelings, the habits, the memories, the experiences, they fade away, and you get to see the essence of who you really are deeper, beyond just the automated interpretations of reality. And you get to meet the essence, the energy, the beingness, these aspects of you, your soul, your own self, as if for the very first time. Because you get to see them for who they are, not just what they experience or how they experience it, but the who that they are within and beyond all of it. And as you meet this person, you embrace them, and you hug them, and you hold them, and you caress them, and they hug and they hold and they caress you back. And in this deeper union with the fullness and the totality of all that you truly are, you start to feel a sense of wholeness that you've never known. You start to feel the spark of emotional fulfillment that transcends anything you've previously tapped into. You start to feel the invitation for deeper peace, bliss, abundance from within your beingness. A sense of empowerment, embodiment, worthiness, confidence, freedom, power, presence, bliss, abundance, peace, happiness, and joy. An inexplicable joy, a joy that is causeless, a joy that is not tied to a variable of experience, but exists within you in a way that sparks magic, awe, wonder, passion, pleasure, play. And that childlike curiosity that can open new doors for the expansion of your heart, the expansion of your consciousness, the expansion of your soul, the expansion of your mind, the expansion of your body, the expansion of infinite awareness, navigating your own personal experience from the inside out. And as you embrace all of these aspects of you, seeing them for the first time, you return home to the being of you. And in this space of feeling the fullness of all that you are whole, you are healed, you are complete, you are perfect, you are worthy, you are more than enough, you are powerful, you are infinite, you are limitless, you are abundant, you are sacred peace, tranquility, calmness, inner stillness. You are bliss and joy and ecstasy, zealous vitality, eager enthusiasm, passion for life. You are everything. And anything you experience beyond the being of you is just a cherry on top, because you have the power to activate anything and everything you desire from within your inner energy in any given moment through the power of your own wholeness and the inner unity of body, mind, and soul. Yatiaro vushki kakaro vana iare tre ikara vashiat karo uru. Garne kikiata kiavo no kokoro iadre iare vashiketiare. Gano kokoro iatoe. Dra ivarama iake. Ganashiavate kia kakaro womono uru. Ge iaro vashiat kia. Little light language to close off this opening ceremony meditation. Return to your breath, noticing the air flowing through your nostrils, tickling your nose with love and light, flowing through your being, activating the flow of cerebral spinal fluid through your breath, allowing for all of the oxygen, blood, and fluids in your body to flow freely like the rivers and the oceans of the earth, and for your bones and the groundedness of your skin and everything between your bones and your skin to be anchored into the earth, allowing our energy fields to be dropped down to the core of the earth, from our root chakra, extending into the infinite cosmos through our crown chakra, and aligning our energies to be fully here, fully now, fully present. And you feel your belly expand with your breath, returning into your body and bringing this feeling of wholeness and openness and the grounded clarity of your inner intention into this now moment. Another deep breath in and out. How was that for you guys? I would love to hear what you experienced, if anything came up on that journey. And then we'll be diving into the teaching portions of our workshop here. And for those just tuning in, please feel free to share where you're connecting from. If you're on a couch, driving a car, in your office, chilling on the grass, finishing up some yoga, like whatever you're up to, and where in the world you might be tuning in from, what country, city, state, continent. If you're on another planet, Jupiter, Mars, just let me know. And then inner intentions. What do you want to experience in your body, mind, soul? What brings you here? Why does this matter? Why are you ready for that next step? What is driving that? And if you find out, go a layer deeper. Say, what's beneath that? What's beneath that? Why do I want childlike curiosity? Why do I want peace? Why does this matter? Feels like the path I am on right now to meet my higher self fully. I love that. And we're going to be talking a little bit about the higher self. I don't always use that phrasing in my work, but for those where it resonates, the truth is that you are your higher self. And in the path of unifying body, mind, and soul, and clearing out the energetic debris, if you will, of what blocks the flow of our authentic self, you embody it, you anchor it, you activate it, you awaken it, you become it. And so the journey of knowing the highest, fullest expression of all that you are is a union of all aspects of self. And we're also going to be talking about that. So I love that intention, that clarity, that message that comes through. Yes, this is your confirmation. You're on that right path. So feel free, for those just tuning in, let me know where you're tuning in from, what your intentions are. For those who joined the little opening ceremony meditation, please take your time. Feel free to share in the comments where you're at. And then here on YouTube as well. Can everybody hear me okay? The chat. Okay. Feel free to engage in the chat. I will be popping over here for those present on YouTube. I'd love to hear how that experience was for you, what your intentions are, where you're tuning in from. Okay. On the road in Cali, can't text much, but love this and your medicine. Thanks so much. Okay, good to know. Yeah, if you can't type, totally not a problem. Grateful you're here tuning in. Thanks for taking the time and so happy to share. I love that you speak the light language. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's really beautiful because sometimes I have a hard time coming back speaking this because my soul really would just love to do like a whole 1 hour ceremony of just light language. It just feels so much more fluid than this. So that's like my true self really like, this is the way I'm used to talking. Human language is weird. I just speak in vibration. Normally people can understand that because we have telekinesis. What's the thing where you can read each other's thoughts? Telekinesis, whatever it's called. Okay, so go ahead and pull up your playbook. We're going to be diving into that and going through that, and would love your feedback, input, clarifying questions throughout this journey, because I don't want this to just be some Instagram live you clicked on and you're like, fine, this is a cool way to pass the hour. I don't telepathy. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. To be able to just know what's happening in the authentic energy of our being. I don't want this to just be an hour. Like, that's a cool idea. That's nice. Okay, we have enough of that. Like, I'm just going to be honest. I'm not here to just give some more fluff. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. There's plenty of fluff out there. If you're here for fluff, if you're here for a feel good, that was nice. I feel nice. And that was nice. Then you're not in the right place. If you're ready to dive deeper than ever before and get to know the fullness of all that you are and activate magic beyond your wildest dreams and reclaim your infinite power and reunify all aspects of self across all time, dimension, space, and reality, like, that's what I'm here for. And so you are in the right place. Let's see, did I print that part? You are in the right place if you're on a journey of self-healing, soul awakening, and sacred expansion, you are in the right place if you are ready to claim the infinite inner power that already exists within you. You are in the right place if you desire true transformation, real change, and noticeable shifts in your life. And you're ready to experience more breakthroughs, magic, and expansion in the next few days than you have in the next few days or weeks or months than you have in the last 6 or 16 years. You're in the right place if you desire to learn how to love all parts of you, to expand unity and connection within body, mind, and soul. You are in the right place if you're dedicated to resolve disruptions within your mind-body connection or mental and emotional health. You are in the right place if you crave more delicious magic in your everyday life, to experience more sensations that feel like heaven on earth, because that is possible, and that's what we're here for. And I'm going to share my personal story so you'll know that no matter where you're at or what you're going through, total transformation is inevitable when you step up to the opportunity of it. You are in the right place if you're eager to activate and expand your empowered confidence, embodied worthiness, intrinsic belonging, blissful presence, abundant peace, emotional fulfillment, ecstatic love, and liberated wholeness, so that your body, mind, and soul naturally navigate self and life from these inner energies of being. And you are in the right place if you're ready to expand into the fullness and the wholeness of all that you truly are. Yep, in the right place. Love it. Not a problem at all if you can't stay the whole time. That I will be sharing the replay as long as everything all flows and works. So not a problem. Thanks so much for popping in. So grateful you're here. I have so many questions for you. I'm so excited. I'm here to share it all. And yes, please. All the questions, all the engagement. And I'm going to share right now. I love being challenged. Okay. I love being challenged in the things that I know and the ways that I can serve. And so even if it's a question where you're like, I don't even know if this is like answerable. It's like such a complex, impossible thing. Like, I'm just telling you right now, bring it all. Like, like maybe I won't have an answer, but I'm just saying, bring it all, bring it all, bring all of you, bring everything. Okay. So we set our intentions. You have a vision. And if you haven't shared it, please feel free to share it. If you got I'm not going to my stand here. If you got the playbook, then you have the pages that really lead you into setting those inner intentions. Yes, hello. Yes, goosebumps on that intro. Heartboat on a river. Yes, awesome. Yes, thanks for tuning in. Okay, so we have our intentions. So I'm just going to share a little bit about me and who the heck I am and why the heck I'm here. Why does any of this matter? Okay, I'm just going to grab a drink of water. Give me 1 second. I'm also going to put on something not so hot. One moment. Okay, let me put something else on. I was literally sweating. I was sweltering. It's so hot in here. Okay. So who am I? Why am I here? And why am I the Body Mind Soul mentor that I am? And the Body Mind Soul mentor that's here to like totally change your life for those who are like ready for that. Okay. So once upon a time, my past version of self, my inner evolutionary hero, as I describe her, because she is not me. Who I am now has nothing to do with the experiences that have led me here. And that's part of what I love about the work that I do, the modalities that I teach, is you get to have a brand new beginning. You get to have a who of you and a life that you create that has nothing to do with the traumas or the pains or the challenges, the struggles. You get to rebirth your inner realities from the foundational depths of your beings if you desire, but in a way that really honors who you truly are. Okay, because who you truly are is not the experience, not what you experience or how you experience it, but the who that is the awareness and experiencer of it. Okay, so once upon a time, my past version of self started struggling with really severe mental health disruptions, although it wasn't described as that at the time, from a very early age. Insomnia, anxiety, depression, night terrors. I mean, everything you can imagine. And there were no answers for it. Nobody understood it, didn't have a way to, respond to it. And when you're a young child, 8, 9, 10 years old, you don't have language to fully describe what you're going through. And within a few years, everything worsened, and became to a state of like dissociative blackouts and all-consuming psychosis and hearing voices and disconnected from reality. And just like every moment of every day literally felt like a living hell. Every moment of every single day, because we experience life through our body mind with the essence of our own self. Every moment of every day felt like a living hell. And there was still, I don't understand why. Okay. Fast forward to later on, mid-adulthood, whatever, mid-20s or whatever, had spent 10 years in different types of mental health care systems, therapies, psychiatrists, 10 years. And everything had worsened. Self-harm, substance abuse and addiction, all of the like 30 different mental health diagnoses, everything, dissociation, psychosis, complex PTSD. There'd been a lot of other traumas that had compounded because of all the stuff going in, led to some not so great choices, led to some unideal circumstances, led to massive amounts of compounding trauma, and was just like, this is it. Massive suicidality, several suicide attempts over many, many years. I mean, life was a living hell. And then things got worse. Isn't that fun? And so my past version of self started to lose the ability to create new conscious memories. She couldn't create new autobiographical memories because of her brain and body being in such a state of trauma. There'd been so much physical trauma, so much other kinds of trauma, and all of these things had started from a young age and didn't have any answers for. And so my past version of self boldly and courageously quit all of her therapies, quit all of her psychiatrist medications, cold turkey, had weeks of withdrawal because she'd been heavily medicated for many, many years. She'd literally been on dozens and dozens, maybe hundreds of different combos of psych meds and just been in the system, And she started to teach herself neuroscience, okay? Going through the worst complex PTSD imaginable, withdrawing from psych meds, like had 10 years of this hopeless spiral. And my inner evolutionary hero courageously began teaching herself neuroscience just from like YouTube and online blogs and articles. And within 2 weeks of researching neuroscience, she began to find answers. She was like, holy crap, I have a nervous system. I've seen 100 doctors and nobody talked about the nervous system. I have brain hemispheres that connect and actually like affect my experience. Like, no one's ever taught me this stuff. No one's ever told me this stuff. And it started to actually make sense of things. And so she started her Implicit Revelations case study, which continued for 7 years. And that's what I've invested the past 7 years of my life in. And so through that journey, she was diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder. And that was the last straw of peace out, mental health care system. You guys clearly don't know crap. And that diagnosis was very valid, but it doesn't actually explain what's really happening or what to do about it or how to heal it or how to transform it or who you really are within it. And so there were about 20 personality states or alternate states of consciousness where the brain and the body would literally switch to a different state of neurobiological activity, including several age regressive states of consciousness. My past version of self would daily age regress to 4 years old. And the reason that all of this stuff had started, all the things from childhood, the psychosis and stuff in teenagehood, the weird symptoms and all these different things and disruptions in self that led to some not good choices, that led to more traumas and stuff in adulthood, and all of it had started from suppressed childhood trauma, severe sexual abuse at age 4, molestation. And that was suppressed and not known about. And so as a young child, the nervous system was developing and growing around that stuck trauma. And so the night terrors were, hey, my body's reliving this sexual abuse. The anxiety and the depression and the dissociation and all of these things that were happening was the body being like, hey, I'm coping and surviving this severe sexual abuse that's literally stuck inside of my body and being relived and repeated 24/7. Whenever, especially in the nervous system activity of that rest digest state, because of its association with the dorsal vagal nerve and the the dorsal vagal collapse that can happen when you're on the low energy dysregulation. I don't want to dive too much into that. I could talk on the nervous system forever. But the autonomic nervous system has 5 different states of energy activity that interplay through the dorsal vagal nerve, the ventral vagal nerve, and the sympathetic chain. And then there's dysregulation that can lead to different styles of disruptions of well-being, long story short. And so at this point, 7 years ago-ish, my inner evolutionary hero, past version of self, couldn't create new autobiographical memories, was switching between 20 different inner persons, if you will, alternate states of consciousness, because of basically the most dramatic and severe complex PTSD response you can possibly experience in this human form. And many of those states were age regressive. And so the brain and the body would revert to being 2 years old, to being 4 years old. And the voice would come out like a 2-year-old. The mind would think like a 2-year-old. The emotions would feel like a 2-year-old. And the body would feel like a 2-year-old. And let me tell you, feeling 2 or 3 feet tall when you're in a body that's 5'5", okay, it's very uncomfortable. And so there was just a lot of intensity. The nervous system dysregulation was so severe, it led to oxygen deprivation that required 700 hours with an oxygen tube over many years and daily practices to re-regulate the nervous systems. Healing was a 24/7 job for half a decade. There was literally no life beyond healing for half a decade. 24/7. My past version of self was blessed to be able to stay on my family's farm during that time and be able to focus. But the years leading up to it and the years during that were just a living hell. It was just a living hell. Huge challenges. Not to make light of minds. Yes, United States of Terror. Yes, that was a show watched during that time. They do an okay job at showing some of the things of it. They obviously have to commercialize it and make it more dramatic and flamboyant for entertainment purposes. But there are a few things that were actually accurate. So yes, it's like that, to put some frame of reference for if you might not have any understanding of what that is. And so, yeah, past version of self, oxygen tube, chronic oxygen deprivation, right, Hollywood? Yeah, exactly. But they're doing something to talk about it. And then through my implicit relations case study, actually discovered the neuroscience of what creates it, retermed it adaptable consciousness condition because it describes it more accurately. So that's, revolutionary and life-changing. But my work doesn't focus on that specifically because it has gone so far beyond that. But yeah, adaptable consciousness condition, ACC, is a much more accurate description of it. And so during this time, my past version of self couldn't remember things that happened moment to moment, couldn't remember what happened yesterday, couldn't remember what happened the day before. All these switches, all this trauma coming up, decades of complex trauma that was just coming up in daily experiences, anxiety, depression, dissociation, the worst of the worst of everything, the worst complex PTSD you can imagine. Split brain hemispheres where half the brain and the body would engage at a time. Just everything you can imagine. And for over 4 years, my past version of self could not recognize herself in a mirror. She would look in a mirror and there would just be the most horrific dissociative experience imaginable because she had no idea who she was seeing. And so my inner evolutionary hero, through her self-healing and implicit revelations case study, created new healing modalities and 100% healed everything that I'm describing here. The stuff that had been happening for decades that nothing else had helped, that had led to the point where the mental health care system literally cut my past version of self off and said, we refuse to serve you anymore because you've exhausted our modalities. We have nothing more to help you and there's nothing more we can do for you. Bye-bye. And my inner evolutionary hero taught herself neuroscience, spent over 20,000 hours in over half a decade dedicating to this path 24/7. And she rewired her brain. She rebuilt her brain and her body from the ground up, from its primitive foundations into something new. And then at the end of 2020, my past version of self had healed basically everything I'm talking about, all the amnesic barriers between parts of self, totally rewired, all the anxiety, depression, mind-body disconnect, all of it rewired, the split brain hemispheres rewired, the nervous systems rewired, all these structures totally transformed. And then she got to the end, the age regressive states had gone through their halted neurodevelopment. And then my past version of self couldn't remember her entire life. She couldn't remember those past 4 years of healing. She couldn't remember teaching herself neuroscience. She couldn't remember her original childhood, and she couldn't remember any of the experiences in between. And she had no sense of self. She looked in a mirror and she still had no idea who she was seeing, who she was looking at. And so she started her case study all over again because she had no memory of it. And she healed all of that too. And through the original modalities I've developed, she rebuilt her brain and her body and was able to integrate all of her experiences without ever needing to look at them. And that's the most miraculous thing. All those years where there weren't memories being created and every moment was being processed as trauma fragments and she couldn't remember things day to day, and all the decades of complex trauma, all of it was completely transformed where I can tell a story like I'm sharing right here, right now, and it's processed. There's an autobiographical detail and there's no reliving of somatic sensations. If she had tried to look back, it was just floods of sensations. And so here I am today, and I get to experience a new beginning. Because at that point where she's like, I can't remember my whole life, and I technically just went through my neurodevelopment because I was 2 years old and 4 years old and 6 years old and 10 years old and 12 years old with the dissociative age regression while healing the suppressed childhood trauma. This is a brand new beginning. That's what this is. I'm not even trying to remember my life. I'm here to rewrite it. I'm here to recreate it. I'm here to have a brand new beginning. So that, yeah, I was a child and then I'm here now. And there's nothing standing between me here and now and the essence and the fullness of all that I am and the beautiful union of body, mind, soul that I get to create and experience from the inside out. So that's my journey and what's led me here. And everything I'll be sharing with you are from my original modalities, which is all under the umbrella of the Trifecta Treasure Trove. And this is also shared about in your playbook. And so everything we're exploring here is through the lens of the Trifecta Treasure Trove modalities. And that includes marathon journeys, eye gazing in mirrors, body, mind, soul treasure mapping, play prompt prescriptions. There's a lot of amazing things, but it's all under the umbrella term of Trifecta Treasure Trove models. Yes, rewrite your life. Yes, exactly. Thank you for being so open about your journey. Thank you for listening and exploring and holding space. I appreciate you and I'm grateful to connect. So through the Trifecta Treasure Trove, we explore body, mind, and soul using creative collisions between neuroscience and consciousness. Neuroscience allows us to intimately understand the complexities of brain-body wiring, everything that precedes our experience of the mind and the body, all the inner wiring, the brain hemispheres, triune brain, the nervous systems, the unconscious memories, body memories, all those magical things, the relationship between brainwaves and the autonomic nervous system, stuff like that. And then consciousness, the essence of self, the energies of the soul, the awareness and experiencer of the who that we truly are. And so through creative collisions between neuroscience and consciousness, we're able to explore our mental health, emotional health, behavioral or action pattern, habitual health, relational health, mind-body connection, masculine, feminine energies, our present-day self, childhood self, and every part of us in between, our sense of self and personal identity, and so much more. And through the Trifecta Treasure Trove, we're able to connect the essence and identity of the true self. And you get to feel relief in your body, mind, and soul as all parts of you feel seen and heard for who you truly are, not just what you experience or how you experience it. And you get to activate the ecstatic love and liberated wholeness of your awakened soul self as you elevate your own sense of personal identity and heal, shift, and transform any disruption of inner well-being, and then activate, nourish, and expand all that you desire, all the juicy goodness we talked about earlier. And okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. If you have your playbook handy, it's going to be helpful as we go over it. If not, no worries at all. And we will explore this. Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in here on both of the platforms. Okay. Body, mind, soul. The only person that you are guaranteed to share every moment of your life with is you. Okay. Think about that for a moment. A lot of times we go through life and we take ourselves for granted. We take it for granted that we're going to wake up to ourselves each day. We take it for granted that we're here breathing. You take it for granted that you know how to cook or clean or write or speak or whatever it is that you do on a daily basis. And when we are focused on experience, there's the self of us noticing all the stuff outside of the self. But we need to take time for all the stuff inside of the self and all of the aspects of the who that we are within ourselves. Because in 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 10 years, 100 years from now, the only person that you will definitely be sharing every moment of life with is you. You are the one constant. You are the one thing that doesn't go anywhere. You are the one thing that will always be here. And so you matter. You matter. Your inner journey matters. Your healing matters. Your transformation matters. Your liberation matters. Your expansion matters. You matter. Every part of you matters. The aspects of all that you are, you matter. And the only place or space that you're guaranteed to experience every moment of life through or within is your body-mind. Okay? The cars, the houses, the parks, the libraries, the stores, the streets, the physical places on earth. Sure, we experience those. But we experience all of that through and from within our body-mind. So your body, mind, and soul or self are the only constant, the only guarantees. And thus create the foundation of your entire experience, your whole life, your whole reality, your whole sense of self, your whole personal experience. Every sensation of each moment is created from that. And so to have this connection and union within body, mind, and soul, to have a deeper, fuller knowing of all that you are, matters. You matter. This journey matters. And so what is body, mind, soul? Before we dive into the depths of it, the mind is the meeting place where the body and the soul meet. They merge, they interact, they collide, they creatively connect. The mind is the meeting place between the body and the soul, where an awareness meets experience, and the soul's essence and energy merges into physicalized human form. A lot of times when we look at body, mind, soul, we're looking at it through the mind. But the most important thing here is to actually take the mind out of the equation and look at the body and the soul. The soul is the infinite, magical, eternal, immortal, timeless, perfect, infinite energy of the self. The body is the physicalized manifestation of that self within its human expression in this life. The mind is the meeting place between the soul and the body. And so we want to look at the soul and the body first and the mind second. Usually we're looking at everything through the mind without full connection in the body or the soul. Okay, it's just an introductory clarifier. And then in this space, okay, in its natural state, the mind is calm, clear, and coherent. The authentic energy and essence of the soul creates its own sense of self or personal identity. And the body supports the soul's intention through clear mind-heart coherence as the body readily shifts to serve the soul's highest pathway of embodiment, evolution, expression, expansion, and enjoyment. And so when that's not the case, the mind can be very chaotic or clouded or muddied or scatterbrained or hazy or overwhelmed or distracted or whatever it might be. The sense of self will be restricted and defined by experience without full attunement with the essence of all that you are. And the body can go through really uncomfortable sensations, the anxiety, the depression, the disconnection, the whatever it might be. And so we want to bring full union and well-being within body, mind, and soul to have deeper connection with all that we are. So what connects the mind and the body? What allows for the soul to be within its full self within the mind and the body? The union there is the body-mind. And you'll see in your playbook, there's a body-mind-soul treasure map using my original modalities and my diagrams, and it kind of points out the body-mind. The body-mind is one word, and it's the bridge between the mind and the body. And the body-mind includes the subconscious, but so much more than that. Oftentimes when people refer to the subconscious, they're like, oh, those are the beliefs that you hold, but you don't know about them. Or like, it's a very surface level thing. The body mind holds so much more than that. It's connective tissue throughout the fascia that is the largest organ inside of your body. The body mind includes unconscious memories from every moment of your life. The texture of the blanket that you touched when you were 2 years old is a body memory inside the body mind. And even though you might consciously not remember that, your body mind remembers the texture of the blanket you touched before you even had a sense of self, before your left brain hemisphere even started developing. The body-mind includes, the fascia, the connective tissue, largest organ inside the body, a lifetime of unconscious body memories, emotional and procedural memories. Every word that you know how to speak, every association, you know how to make connections through understanding, the different phrases that you know, the different associations that you know, being able to recognize people, places, things, having association with your own name or your own face, your own voice, your own body, the places that you live in, having skill sets, being able to ride a bicycle, being able to cook a meal, being able to unload a dishwasher, being able to drive a car. These are all things that are held in body memories, unconscious memories. And those are all stored in the body-mind, which is the bridge between the mind and the body. So now let's look at somatic emotions. And feel free as I'm talking, if any questions come up, please let me know. I'll keep my eye on the chat. If a question comes up and you're like, oh, that reminded me of this thing I'm going to question about, or, oh, that doesn't make sense. Can you clarify that? Please feel free to let me know. For everyone here on the live and for those watching the replay later, feel free to comment and engage in the chat, and I would love to connect more with you there. Okay, so we're going to move on. And if you have your playbook in front of you, that will be helpful as well, because that's what we're walking through here. Somatic emotions, okay? What are somatic emotions? Somatic emotions are a big key to body, mind, soul, and that's what we're going to focus on today. Retrieving your focus from external reality to prioritize inner awareness. Did you ever have a moment of internal sensation where you felt like, ugh, this is the worst feeling ever. This feels like hell. I would do anything to escape this. I never want to be stuck here. I don't want to be stuck in this feeling. I can hardly even tolerate living inside of my own mind or my body right now. I would do anything to never feel this way again. All I want to do is escape how I'm feeling. Okay? Have you ever, at any point in your life, experienced that? Let me know in the chat. Yes, been there, felt that. Yes. Or send some little hearts, the emoji things. Let me know if you've ever experienced a feeling like that in your life. As you can tell from the personal story that I shared, there were like decades of feeling those experiences inside of me. So I'm very familiar with that vibration of experience. Okay. Now, let's also look at this. Not in a long time, thank goodness. Yes, I know that feeling. Awesome. Yes, but you do have the awareness of what that could be, right? There's been something like that at some point. Yes, growth. Yes. I celebrate you. Absolutely. Okay, so now we're going to look at the other end of the spectrum here. Did you retrieving your focus from external reality, focusing on the inner sensation, right? Because it doesn't really matter as much what's happening outside of us, that there might be activators or just activators of things, but it's all coming, the sensations are coming from inside of us, okay? Did you ever have a moment of inner sensation where you're like, this is the best feeling ever, I'm on top of the world, this feels heavenly, paradisal, wondrous, this is sheer ecstasy, this is the most incredible feeling I could ever imagine, this feeling means everything, I love being me in this moment, this feeling means the world, I would give anything to have more of this feeling right here, this feeling is absolutely everything. It means everything to be able to feel this right now. Have you ever had a moment of inner sensation, again, regardless of what may or may not have been occurring around you? Did you ever have a moment of that inner feeling? Yes, more of those feelings. Okay, so both of those are examples of somatic emotions. Somatic means of the body, or let me pull up my other playbook here. Somatic means of the body or relating to the body, especially as distinct from the mind. And emotion is simply energy in motion or a feeling as distinguished from knowledge or logic. And you could dive deeper into emotion and you look at the electromagnetic field of our energy flows. Deeper dive for another time. But for introductory sake, emotion is energy in motion, a feeling that is distinct from knowledge or logic, somatic of the body, relating with the body. And so the way that I describe somatic emotions is a non-sensory feeling, which is important because it's not the feeling of tasting your food. It's not the feeling of hearing music. It's not the feeling of soft things on your skin. Okay. Non-sensory feelings. It's not that stuff. It's the inner sensations. Non-sensory feelings that simultaneously flow through mental, emotional, physical, and energetic bodies. All 4 body systems. Okay, we have 4 body systems. The mental body, the emotional body, the physical body, and the energy or ethereal body. And so a somatic emotion is something that's flowing through all 4 body systems simultaneously. And that's important because a lot of times we'll only notice it in 1 or 2 of our bodies without the understanding, awareness, or potential to connect with how it's actually an energy flowing through all 4 bodies simultaneously. This can also be kind of tricky because then you don't know where it's originating from. There could be an energy flow that starts in the physical body from a state of dysregulation, let's say, and then flows through your emotional body, and from the dysregulation activates unpleasant emotions. And then because you don't feel good in your body or your emotions, then your mental body has all these unpleasant thoughts, but you don't really know where it's actually coming from, where it's starting, right? Where the foundational root cause of it is. Or in a positive example, you could have, a really good thought, right? And then it ripples to your emotions, and then you self-regulate, or you self-regulate, and then it allows for these good emotions. So then you feel these inspired thoughts, and then you're more connected with the energy of your soul, right? So it's a ripple effect. Somatic emotions are a ripple effect through our 4 body systems. And we have to look at what is entwining all of them and not leave any out. Okay? All 4 body systems, somatic emotions allow for perfect union of body, mind, soul in a singular sensation of experience or a primal focal point of awareness in any given moment. Discovering where somatic emotions originate from and how to shift them is the secret superpower to transform and expand life from the inside out. And so here's an example of a few different somatic emotions, ones that my work especially focuses on. And in your handy dandy magical playbook, you can write next to each of them where you're at with them. What are you experiencing, and what would you like to experience? Where are you at? Where would you love to be? So a few examples of somatic emotions. 1, empowered confidence, okay? And this, again, is so important to look at the entwining energies of all 4 body systems, because if you just look at confidence in your mental body, you could mentally say, I am confident, and you can affirm it a million times, and you can think really empowered thoughts. But if your physical body and your emotional body are not up to speed on that confidence and able to embody the supportive energy of that empowerment and that confidence, then you're not going to feel it fully, right? And then the mind is like, yeah, I'm super confident. And the emotions are like, I'm not confident. What are you talking about? And the body's like, I'm trying to support you, but I'm not on board with this. I don't get it, right? So we have to look at the entwining energies of our bodies. Empowered confidence, embodied worthiness, intrinsic belonging, blissful presence, abundant peace, emotional fulfillment, unconditional love, ecstatic love, liberated wholeness, passion, pleasure, play, awe, wonder, magic, childlike curiosity, deep connection, inner unity. Okay, those are all examples of somatic emotions. And more specifically, how somatic emotions are allowing or restricting those energies within the self. And so each of those could have like 10 other descriptions of somatic emotions that go into that, okay? So somatic emotions are either allowing or restricting the inner sense of these things. And then there could be other somatic emotions that play into them, tie into them, okay? So we want to activate all of those so that your body, mind, and soul naturally navigate yourself and your life from those energy states of being. So what causes, creates, or contributes to personal experiences of somatic emotions? What allows you or restricts you from experiencing abundant peace, emotional fulfillment, intrinsic belonging, blissful presence, embodied worthiness, empowered confidence, passion, pleasure, play, awe, wonder, magic, connection, unity, all those wonderful things? What allows it? What causes it? What creates it? What contributes to it? The first one is regulation. And this includes the things I mentioned earlier: the autonomic nervous system, brain hemispheric balance, the triune brain connectivity, brain wave regulation, the regulatory states that allow well-being inside of your body. The second one is navigation. Regulation, navigation. Those are the 2 key magic words to the inner healing journey: regulation and navigation. Navigation includes what we also mentioned earlier, the body memories, the emotional procedural memories, the unconscious memories, the navigational networks is how I refer to them. Navigational networks. And that includes the memories stored in your body through emotional and procedural memory data, and also memories stored in your body, such as the energy flows within your fascia or connective tissue. And so, for example, if you ever do yoga and you do like those deep hip releases and you hold those poses for a while and you have to like relax into them, right? You're working directly with the fascia, and that's where you can get an emotional release because of how body memories are stored in our fascia, our connective tissue, our unconscious memories. Regulation, navigation, yes, key words here. Thank you. I'm so grateful you're here. So, regulation, navigation. And just a little pro tip, because I got asked this question along these lines from several beautiful people. So wanted to make a mention of this. Pro tip is to practice loving presence every single day so that you can make sure that in any moment, like pop quiz, any moment, you can notice your breath and one or two pieces of gentle stimulus like things in nature, and immediately be able to notice that your breath and a couple grounding pieces of stimulus like something in nature more strongly, more dominantly than any thought, any feeling, any emotion, any memory, anything coming up in inner realities. That's how you know that you're not like re-traumatizing yourself when you dive deep into the inner work, or just like reliving trauma without actually processing it, or you're ready to like go deeper. You want to practice that skill. And if you're not able to do that, that's fine. That's your starting point. You want to have that be your first priority of intention, vision, or destination. Because if you don't have the ability to self-regulate, then you can easily get caught in a healing loop or cycle and continually go back to that same emotion or that same memory. And instead of actually transforming it into something new, you just relive it. You just re-traumatize yourself. You just stay stuck in the energy of what already is. When you're able to self-regulate, when you're able to have the inner tools for that, then every time that you go into your inner work, you should come out the other side with something new. Like it might be small, it might be subtle, and it might take some time to build that up like a muscle, but you should be able to be gradually transforming the energy so you experience it in a new way that you've never known, which leads to having thoughts you've never thought before, feelings you've never felt before. Okay, you're not just resolving disruptions in your inner reality, you're expanding. You're able to think new thoughts you've never thought because you're rewiring your neural networks. You're able to feel feelings you've never felt because you're in new states of regulation and navigation. You're able to connect with parts of yourself you've never met before and feel an expanded sense of inner wholeness and inner fulfillment just through the existence of your being. Okay, so several people had asked the question along those lines, so I wanted to give that clarifying tip and insight. Okay, and thank you, everyone here. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay on YouTube. I don't know how loud my mic is, but feel free to engage in the comments there also. Okay, so we've got body, mind, soul. Love this pro tip. Yay, thank you so much. Yeah, and I even have to quiz myself on that because like human, like, you know, even I've had moments of spiraling and I'm like, wait, am I actually healing? Am I actually feeling something that needs to be felt, or am I just getting stuck? And if you can't, go back to being like, oh, I can consciously choose the pace of my breath and fully feel my breath and feel the ground and hear the birds and see the trees. And I notice that more strongly than all the stuff I was going through. And if I can't do that, oh crap, I got to start from square one and re-self-regulate before thinking I'm healing or expanding into anything. Okay, so we've got body, mind, soul. And the thing that knits it all together, somatic emotions, a non-sensory feeling felt throughout the four bodies. Okay. What creates the somatic emotions? Navigation and regulation. Navigation includes a lifetime of experiences stored in unconscious or subconscious data inside of our body mind, including emotional and procedural memories, and the energy flows in different parts of our body. The fascia and connective tissue is one example. What holds all of that together? What supports the navigation and the regulation? The navigation and the regulation are what allow for our personal experience, our thoughts, our feelings, our sense of self, the translations of each moment. What allows for the foundation of navigation regulation? This description of self-regulation has given me a new perspective. Instantly feel more grounded. I love that. Thanks so much for tuning in, soul friend. Yes, and when you join my magic portal, where you will get the playbook that I'm speaking from today and a lot of other goodies in the library from 2020, there's a playbook specifically on gentle stimulus. I think it's mini playbook for rewiring your brain or something. And it talks on that more specifically. Really grounding, really helpful, really good, just foundational tools you can dive into. Really good stuff. So what allows for the foundational structures of navigation and regulation? Okay. Shifting back to my own self-healing for a moment, everything that was being healed, the split brain hemispheres, the nervous systems, the brainwave dysregulation, the mind-body disconnect, the age regression, decades of traumatic memories and body memories and emotional memories, these unprocessed sensations, fragments of experience, the anxiety, the depression, the eating disorders, trichotillomania, dermatillomania, skin picking, hair pulling, obsessive compulsions, really unhealthy habits, substance abuse, eating disorders, self-harm, really severe self-harm. What was the one thing that all of those things had in common? Navigation and regulation. They were all disruptions of navigation and regulation. So I was able to get really simple, because if the thing that's causing all of them is the same thing, then instead of healing 100 health challenges looking at the surface symptoms, I can look deeper and say, oh, they're all patterns of navigation regulation. Okay, well, that seems much more addressable. I don't have to address 100 different health challenges. I can just address 2 things: navigation, regulation. But then you get to something even more simple, which is how my past self was able to self-heal all of it. I'm able to remember my life. I have full unity of all of it. I can't even imagine life with PTSD. I'm completely free from that. I'm a new me. I was able to self-heal all of it by getting to the deep foundation of it. So what is the thing that supports navigation regulation? Drum roll, please. Da-la-la-la-la-la. I'm thirsty, so it's a good time for a dramatic pause. I love chai tea. Anyone else here like chai tea? I'm a sucker for chai tea. Oh yeah, we built it up, that dramatic pause, while I take care of myself. So what's the thing that supports navigation and regulation? It's attachment systems. Attachment systems. The most important commonality throughout all systems of navigation and regulation inside of the body-mind are unconscious body memories, which we talked about, and attachment systems. Attachment systems, the drums, yes, oh my God, it's the drums, I love you guys. The attachment systems. Attachment systems, and again, this is all through my original modalities. These are not things that I learned outside of me. I didn't read a book and I learned about attachment systems. I didn't watch a YouTube video and learn about attachment systems. I did not take a course and learn about attachment systems. These are all things that I developed through my original modalities, 20,000 hours over 5+ years of work in my Implicit Revelations case study. Attachment systems are the structures of internal relationships throughout body, mind, and soul. They're affected by neurodevelopment, social engagement, and experiences in relation with specific internal needs. Oh, good. I'm already losing my voice. No! Basically, the body-mind navigates and self-regulates in relation with the well-being of specific internal attachment needs. Those patterns are then stored beyond awareness in unconscious memories held deep within the body. And for those exploring the playbook, there's a free masterclass video series you can watch right after this, and it dives deeper into body, mind, soul attachment theory through my original trifecta treasure trove modalities. Continuing on, we are going to explore 7 categories of somatic emotions. 7 categories of somatic emotions. And I might pause here and share this video because I don't know how long my phone will support it, and make sure that it still gets shared. So if it's okay with you all, I'm going to go ahead and take a 5-minute break and share this video and then start a new live stream just to make sure that this gets saved, okay? So go ahead and just take a brief break, but stay tuned because this was just the introduction. This was just the introduction. We are going to dive deep into 7 categories of somatic emotions, and then 1 modality that can transform it all. And then I'm going to share a little bit more about my work. And then at the end, we'll hold space for Q&A. So that's a time to bring your questions forth from everything that we're learning. And we're going to introduce these topics in a new way. Okay, so I will see you guys in 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes tops back here for a follow-up live stream. Does that sound okay? We'll see you here in just a minute. I just want to make sure that the video is able to save and share. Okay, so I will see you all back here in just a couple of minutes, and we're going to get into the juicy, meaty magic of it. All right, I'll see you there. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, hey everyone on YouTube, gonna spend a minute to connect with you guys specifically. It looks like we have a few people in the house. Please feel free to comment in the chat. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Is the mic close enough? I just want to make sure this is connected so you guys can see and hear me all right, because we're gonna get into the best part next. So I want to make sure you guys can tune in for all of this. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Thank you for those present. Yes. So good to see you. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to make sure that I can be seen and heard okay on this. All right. Wonderful. Amazing. So just going to take a very, very short break. Steering the tornado. Sounds great. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. Just going to take a moment, give my voice a rest because it was already, I need to get some more water, and then we'll hop back. Okay, so stick around. We're not done. We're just beginning. And if you haven't yet, go grab the playbook that we're teaching from. You can find it in the MagiiiK portal. It's in the video description on all my videos here. And when you enter it, you should right away receive an email that has that. You can download it, follow along so we can dive deep in. I'll see you guys in just a minute. Going to leave the video up here. So just see you in a sec. Water bill. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We're going to jump into part 2, discovering the magic of somatic emotions. In that previous video, it was a beautiful deep dive introduction, setting some intentions, a beautiful inner meditation, opening ceremony to just set the stage for our magic and set some intentions for the life we're creating within Body, Mind, Soul. Just explored a little introduction of Body, Mind, Soul, a little introduction to what somatic emotions are, what creates them, what causes them, and what are the underlying structures beneath them. That's where we left off. So in just a moment, we're going to get started with part 2, dive deeping into discovering the magic of somatic emotions. So thank you for everyone tuning in here on the live and on the replay. So grateful you're here. So excited to share this with you. Really life-changing magic, transformative medicine, and it's just an honor to get to be here to serve and support your journey through this amazing work. So we'll get started in just just a minute here, allowing people to tune in. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Okay, so diving back in, and again, if you have your playbook up, that's going to be very helpful. If you did not get the playbook yet, you can hop over to my MagiiiK portal, the collection of free playbooks. When you sign up to join my email list, then you'll immediately receive an email that has this playbook and many others. Okay, so we're exploring 7 categories of somatic emotions. And just a reminder, this is teaching from my original Trifecta Treasure Trove models. And so although some of the concepts and insights and things are, things you might hear about and hear talked about in different ways from different angles, the particular structure of the manner in which I'll be sharing this is referencing my Trifecta Treasure Trove modalities, intellectual property of Kristin Windsor, all rights reserved. My inner child feels so fancy saying that. Okay, the first energy state, the first category of somatic emotions we're exploring. And you'll see here, this also is shown through BodyMindSoul treasure maps. It's fun and helpful to have a simple, visual, colorful diagram that shows what we're talking about. The first energy state or category is embodied joy. Embodied joy. And the attachment needs, and again, attachments systems are the structures that are the foundation of all navigation regulation. You can find out more about that in the free masterclass video series that is linked in the playbook and is offered all throughout my content here. The attachment needs are the need to feel seen, loved, treasured, appreciated, cherished, celebrated, wanted, valued, and with belonging. Random LOL, but your hair dried so fast. It looks like you blow dried it. That's so epic. I haven't used a hairdryer in so long. I love that. Like, all you fancy, huh? I don't know. Attachment needs. So those are the attachment needs. And then the clues of thrival. Thrival is the opposite of survival. When you are thriving, you're in a state of thrival. It's just a different conjugation that I made up. Clues of thrival. Overflowing happiness, ecstatic joy, innate worthiness, embodied worthiness, innately embodied worthiness. Eager enthusiasm, passion for life, zealous vitality, awe, wonder, magic, passion, pleasure, play, feeling good inside of your body, embodiment, high self-worth and self-esteem, unconditional enoughness, and intrinsic belonging. And so when all aspects of self within all parts of the body-mind feel seen, loved, treasured, appreciated, cherished, celebrated, wanted, valued, and with belonging in a way that the body-mind encodes that information and can use it to navigate and self-regulate, then you get to feel those clues of thrival or of thriving. And then when those needs have not been met throughout your experience and the body-mind doesn't really have a lot of juicy data to navigate or self-regulate from, then there's clues of survival where you feel isolated, invisible, lonely, alone, abandoned, forgotten, hopeless, helpless, despairing, sorrowful, sad, depressed, lifeless, lethargic. And so if we want to transform or heal or resolve any of those sensations of just surviving, and we want to activate and expand those sensations of thriving, all we need to do, as simple as it sounds, is to consistently create a fully felt sense of fulfillment for those inner needs. And when we do this in a particular way, which I'll talk about later, we have the power to transform past, present, and potential realities simultaneously, because our past is stored inside of our body and navigating and self-regulating life from the inside out. And so when we create a felt sense of fulfillment for those inner needs now, we transform how the past is stored inside of our body beyond awareness. And without ever needing to look back at the details of past experiences, those moments where you didn't feel seen, you didn't feel loved, you didn't feel wanted, you didn't feel valued, you didn't feel like there was a place of belonging for you, you didn't feel appreciated or cherished or celebrated. Sorry, my paper's fine. You can rewrite how those past experiences now affect you by recreating the fulfillment of them. Okay. And we'll talk about more what that actually looks like later on. Hello, Sacred Soul friends. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're just popping in, feel free to share where you're tuning in from. Are you in your kitchen cooking? Are you sitting on a couch? Are you driving your car? And let me know where in the world you're tuning in from what city, state, country, continent, planet you're tuning in from. Hello, Sacred Souls. Yes, for those just tuning in, tell me your intentions. What do you desire to experience more of in your inner realities, and where in the world are you tuning in from? So we're here in this first energy state, this first category of exploring somatic emotions. And so we have our attachment needs, and all of this is in your playbook, which you can get freely in my free introductory welcome gifts. The clues of thrival, the clues of survival, the attachment needs. So if we want to experience more of the thriving sensations, less or never again of any of those survival sensations, then we create a fully felt sense of fulfillment for those internal needs. And there's a very specific way to do that. Okay, so in this first category or first energy state we're exploring, it's all about how you receive energy within personal experience and the foundation of self through the soul essence of the body. Okay. And again, this is all referencing my original trifecta, treasure, trove models and modalities. All of this can be explored in depth through body, mind, soul treasure mapping. And so how you receive energy and experience. Okay. So an example is when you're interacting with someone, the nonverbal language, the eye contact, the sensations that you feel when being in their physical presence. In that moment, your body is receiving the sensation or the energy of experience. And so that really affects this area of the body mind, these aspects of self, and the way we encounter these energies of somatic emotions. Okay. And it's especially within the body. And this particularly connects with the right brain hemisphere and the mid to back parts of the brain. And then there's some mantras if you want to activate that. I am the embodiment of sacred love. I am worthy of unconditional love. I see, love, cherish, value, appreciate, and celebrate myself. I am held in the belonging of my own loving presence. I am worthy of endless joy. I am joy. And then there's a couple journal prompts for you guys. What clues of survival would you love to heal, shift, and transform? What clues of thrival would you love to activate, amplify, and expand? And how could this elevate life through body-mind-soul union from the inside out? Okay, so that's the first category. Jumping on to the second, and again, for the beautiful souls here, whether live or on the replay, please feel free to engage, ask questions, share insights that might be coming up. I love getting to share time with you personally, not just me chatting forever, which I can definitely do, but I would love your feedback if you have questions about anything that I'm sharing, or if anything is popping up relevant to your own personal journey at this time. The second category we're exploring is blissful presence. Blissful presence. And again, we're looking at the attachment needs. You can find out more about my body, mind, soul attachment theory through my free masterclass videos, which is linked in the playbook and available here on my other platforms as well, YouTube and Instagram. And so we're looking here at the attachment needs that affect the navigation and regulation that allows for these somatic emotions and deep connection within body, mind, and soul. And so in this energy state or category of blissful presence, there are the internal needs of feeling. Oh, I didn't change it on here. in the updated one, it should be changed. Let me pull this up. Okay. I do apologize. I did not finish editing the needs there. I had double dip them. The needs for that, I'll change that when you go back to the playbook. It'll be updated. Okay. So in the second state, though, you can write them down if you'd like. It's the need to feel support, connection, vulnerability, closeness, collaboration, and community. Those are the internal attachment needs for this category, this energy state. And then there are the clues of thrival, and that's presence, bliss, self-love, self-compassion, gratitude, appreciation, deep nourishment, unconditional love, radical acceptance, kind-hearted support, and massive appreciation for all parts of self. And when those needs are not met and these somatic emotions are surviving rather than thriving, then you might feel critical, bitter, irritable, disconnected, defensive, alienated, dissociated, numb, or indifferent. And this energy state or category is greatly influenced by how you give or extend energy within personal experience. And this is, among other things, where it's important to be giving love to yourself before you're giving love outside of you. Because as you give from a place of not having yet from within, then you're lacking that which you're trying to give, and then you're more and more depleted. And so you want to pour that love inward and then allow for it to overflow into every area of life. And that's what really connects with this category or energy state of somatic emotions, of blissful presence. And some mantras for that: I am the blissful presence of sacred love. I support, connect with, and vulnerably hold all parts of myself. I am held in the belonging of my own loving presence. And again, I'll update the playbook so you guys have the stuff in there. It was a lot to edit there. Okay, and then we've got those journal prompts for you. So during this time or after this time, go back and answer each of the journal prompts for them, and allow that to serve and support you so that you can have more clarity on where you're at and where you'd like to be. The next energy state or category is feminine energy. And the well-being of feminine energy depends on all the information in the body mind in relation with those previous two attachment systems, and how the right brain connects with the left brain, and the mid back parts of the brain connect with the mid front parts of the brain. A little neuroscience there. And with feminine energy, that through the combination of the previous two categories we just explored, it allows for nourishment, flexibility, flow, relaxation, creativity, pleasure, surrender, spontaneity, laughter, play, pure beingness, embodied worthiness, self-esteem, enjoyment, joyful worthiness, joyous self-worth, the capacity, more trust in life through oneness and collective unity. Make a note. Just going to make one quick note. Okay. And then, more trust in life through oneness and collective unity. That's you and we and ours. And it's greatly influenced by how you embody energy within personal experience, supports the self through feminine energy, some mantras and journal prompts for you to reflect on. And I will make a couple updates and edits to the playbook. So stay tuned for that later on today. And then we have energy state or category number 4, abundant peace. And the attachment needs here that affect the data inside of the body mind that impacts the navigation and regulation. And so this is a lifetime of experiences stored inside the body mind that navigates through our thoughts, our feelings, our sense of self, our personal identity, and then self-regulates, naturally affects the brain waves, the brain hemispheres, the triune brain, the prefrontal cortex engagement, the autonomic nervous system, digestion, respiration, heart rate variability, all of it, okay, is in direct relation with these attachment needs. So when we're looking at these needs, it's not just, are they met in this moment, but how is the body remembering how these needs have been met or not met throughout its entire life, and how that data is stored beyond awareness. And that data can be changed and transformed. So even if you never felt the fulfillment of your attachment needs in any of these categories for decades and decades, and that data is inside of the body now, that does not define you. And you always have power to rewrite the data inside of you. It's not about changing the past experiences that are outside of the present moment, outside of you. It's about changing the information, navigating and self-regulating life inside of you, right here, right now, happening fully within you, which means you always have power. And yes, it might be a gradual process, especially if there is like decades of complex trauma to heal, like been there, done that, okay? But it is possible because the power is always within you in the present moment. And that means everything. It's not about the past experiences. It's about present navigational energies. Okay, in this next system, we've got the attachment needs of feeling safe, secure, sustained, stable, protected, and provided for. Okay, I'm going to say this one more time in different conjugation. The need for safety, security, sustenance, stability, protection, and provision. Okay, those are the attachment needs that serve and support somatic emotions related with abundant peace. The clues of thrival, when you're thriving in this energy state or this area of somatic emotions, transcendent peace, profound inner stillness, tranquility, calmness in your mind, blissful peace, and blissful peace inside of your body. Slowing down to serenely and surreally sense soulful and somatic satisfaction of abundance in the moment. And so just being able to slow down and feel the abundance of, the leisurely relaxation of just enjoying the moment, right? So that's what this piece really allows us to experience. And the clues of surviving when you're not thriving, when those needs have not been met, when the body mind doesn't have data to navigate or self-regulate in relation with those needs being met, then you might feel anxious, hurried, rushed, restless, worrisome, nervous, on edge, reactive, or overloaded. And this system is greatly influenced by how you sustain or preserve energy within personal experience, and it supports the self through masculine energy. There's some mantras and journal prompts, okay? All right. Awesome, okay? And again, if you guys have any questions or anything's coming up, I would love to hear where you're at, what resonates, what you're like, yes, or anything that comes up. Okay, next we've got the energy state or category of empowered freedom. And the attachment needs here are the need to feel heard, recognized, respected, embraced with allowance, permission, spaciousness, opportunity, direction, guidance, purpose, and importance. And in relation with those internal attachment needs, through a lifetime of experiences, the body mind has gathered information about how to navigate and self-regulate. And when we're thriving in this area through somatic emotions and inner union of body, mind, soul, you feel power inside of your mind. You feel power inside of your body. You feel power inside of the connection with your own soul self essence. You feel empowered or empowerment. You feel confidence, mental clarity, bold direction, secure self-reliance, inner trust. You deeply trust yourself and you have clear vision. You have clarity in your mind. You're very clear and concise. You feel empowered in your choices, all of it. And when those needs are not met now or haven't been met in the past, and there's disruptions in that thrival, then you might feel lost, scatterbrained, unmotivated, uninspired, self-conscious, insecure, small, insignificant. There might be perfectionism, self-doubt, self-judgment, comparing yourself with others, the need to prove, explain, justify, or defend yourself. And again, somatic emotions are rippling through all four of our body systems. And so even though we might experience them more just in our mind or more in our emotions or more in our physical health in some way, the somatic emotions are more within our, energetic state of being, our energy levels, or the attunement with the energetic essence of our soul self or our electromagnetic field. Okay, it's an energy flowing through all four bodies simultaneously. That's what allows for a somatic emotion. And so we want to look at the flow of energy through all four body systems, but we can do that by looking at attachment systems because it's the foundation of all of it. And in this energy state or category of somatic emotions, it's greatly influenced by how you perceive energy within personal experience, which especially happens through the foundation of self, through soul essence in the mind. And it's the roots of masculine energy. And then there's some mantras and journal prompts for you all in the playbook. So if you haven't gotten that, be sure to grab that during or after this time together. Okay. And so then we have masculine energy, and then we're getting towards the end. So thanks for holding with me and sticking with me. I know this is a lot of juicy goodness, but definitely go back and use the journal prompts and connect with each category or energy state of these somatic emotions, where you get to really connect with all parts of your body, mind, and all aspects of your self essence. Energy state or category number 6 is your masculine energy, which includes all the stuff from the previous two categories, right? So we had one, and then feminine energy. and then 1, 1, and then masculine energy. So this is the combination of the previous two ones that we just looked at. And again, this is all teaching from my original trifecta treasure trove modalities, including body, mind, soul treasure mapping, which you'll see examples of in the playbook. And so the masculine energy depends on the well-being of the previous two attachment systems, which hold patterns of navigation and regulation, and especially is impacted by how the left brain hemisphere connects with the right, and how the mid and front parts of the brain connect with the mid and the back parts of the brain. And the masculine energy allows for confident empowerment, empowered confidence, the capacity to get things done and see them through, more trust in self through independent individualization of I, me, and mine. It allows for confidence, power, self-respect, leadership, bravery, courage, resilience, focus, concentration, decisiveness, discipline, devotion, self-reliance, logic, organization, and is greatly influenced by how you express energy within personal experience. And then you've got some mantras and journal prompts and body, mind, soul treasure maps there as well, okay? Our last and final category, energy state of what allows us to experience these somatic emotions, is wholeness and fulfillment. And this one is structured a little differently. Before, we've been looking at the attachment needs and the parts of the brain that allow for certain sensations of our experience. This one is what brings it all together. And so throughout our lifetime of experiences, we've had these experiences in relation with internal attachment needs. The need to feel seen, loved, supported, safe, secure, respected, embraced, with opportunity, guidance, value, being wanted and valued with belonging and purpose and importance. And our lifetime of experiences either taught us to feel somatic union with love or somatic separation from love, based on whether those needs were met or not met, and whether they were fulfilled with unconditional love. You are seen and loved unconditionally. You are safe and supported unconditionally. There's nothing you have to do to be worthy of receiving the fulfillment of your inner needs through this love. And so based on our experiences, we have either felt somatic union with love or somatic separation from love. And through those experiences, our body mind learned how to navigate and how to self-regulate. But then aspects of our own self-essence also learned how to be unified within the totality of all that we are. And every moment where there was somatic separation from love, every moment where that love being given to fulfill your inner needs was conditional or temporary or inconsistent or contingent on you behaving in a certain way. Every moment where that love was conditional, or every moment where any of those needs that we just looked at were not being met, where any of those needs were not being fulfilled, created somatic separation from love. So any moment of somatic separation from love caused a part of the body mind and an aspect of the self to no longer be connected with the wholeness and the fullness of the totality of all that we are. And that has created separation from inner wholeness. And so when we reunify all parts of the body mind and create a felt sense of fulfillment for those inner needs and repattern the navigation and regulation, and we reunify all aspects of self, so the aspects of self who were in those moments of somatic separation from love can be somatically felt in the body, reunified with unconditional love in the present moment through loving presence, we can expand into more somatic emotions, feelings, flowing through all four of our bodies that resonate with wholeness and fulfillment. And this includes emotional fulfillment. And so if, for example, you have all these amazing things happening in your life experience, and you're like, I feel like I should feel something more than this, right? Like you have that big job, you have that big promotion, you got that new car, you're in this amazing relationship, you're going on these trips, you're accomplishing your goals, or any one of anything that you desire, and you're getting to experience something great in your experience. And there's like, I thought I would feel something more than this. I thought I would feel more whole. I thought I would feel more complete. I thought I would feel more fulfilled. I thought I would feel something more. I should feel better than this. I should feel something more than what I'm feeling. Okay. That's the desire for wholeness and fulfillment. And that comes from all aspects of self across all time, dimension, space, and reality being somatically reunified with the unconditional love that is the truth of who you are. And in this example, just to bring it to a personal experience or a potential experience, if you're having these things with an experience go well and you feel like you should be feeling something better, something more, what can often happen is there's aspects of you in the moment feeling, yay, I have these things and this opportunity and this whatever it may be. But then there's also aspects of self stuck in other parts of the body mind that haven't been fully reunified with the unconditional love of you. And they are not actually fully experiencing it. They're still experiencing feeling unseen and unloved. They're still experiencing feeling like they're not valued and they're not wanted and they don't belong. Feeling like they're not safe and secure. Feeling like they're not supported or connected. Feeling like they're not respected and embraced. Feeling like they just don't have the opportunity to be who they are. And then you can be in a present moment, and the present moment isn't the fullness that you want it to be, but you don't know why. Because on the surface level, it seems like it should feel good. Okay. And so that's one example of what can be happening and how this can be relevant in personal life. So those are the 7 categories of somatic emotions, referencing my trifecta treasure trove models, and it includes body, mind, soul treasure mapping. The images are shown in your playbook. Okay. Let's briefly look at 7 reasons why we get stuck. Okay. If you're in journey and you're like, I'm healing, but I'm not experiencing the transformation I want, or I've gone through the healing and now I'm trying to evolve and expand and experience more than what I have, or, I'm shifting my identity, or I'm nourishing my inner child, or I'm, resolving these disruptions of mental and emotional health, or I'm healing how these past traumas now affect me, or whatever it might be. I'm expanding my mind-body connection, having deeper union with all that I am. I'm awakening to my soul essence. I'm reunifying with the truth of who I am. I'm, reconnecting, whatever it might be. Okay. 7 reasons why we can get stuck and not see the progress that we want to see. And all of these are effectively addressed and totally resolved, transformed, expanded on through my original models that I share. The first reason why we might get stuck is because we're addressing observable experiences without going into the deeper root foundational cause. Okay. And so in the example that I was just sharing, maybe things are going well in your experience, but you're not feeling the fullness that you want to feel or feel like you should be feeling. If you just look at the observable experience, you might never discover that there's actually parts of your body, mind, and aspects of yourself who are stuck in somatic separation of love because of past moments of unmet inner needs. And because they're not connected with the self in the present moment, there's only half of you actually experiencing the good things you're encountering in your present day realities. Okay. If you just look at the observable experience of like, I got this new thing and I just thought I would feel better, right? Like you might never dive into those deeper realities. Okay. So the first reason why we can get stuck is because we're addressing observable experiences without diving deeper into the root foundational cause. If you're just looking at the anxiety or the depression or the whatever it might be, or the PTSD or whatever, how whether there's like severe disruptions or like everything's going good, but you want it to be better. If you just look at the surface experience of what's happening, but you don't know the deeper reality using neuroscience and consciousness, then you can't create the transformation you want because you don't know what's actually trying to be transformed or how to do it. The second reason why we might get stuck is because we're addressing the referral pain of the body-mind. Okay, so with this issue, we're diving deeper in. We're not just looking at the surface experience, okay? I'm trying to resolve this mental health battle, and I know it's connected with this trauma, and then you try to heal the trauma, for example, okay? You're addressing the referral pain. It's like in the body, sometimes you're like, oh man, my shoulder really hurts, right? But it's actually something coming from your hip, or, oh man, my neck really hurts, but it's something coming from your shoulder. We get things like that inside of our body mind, where we have a pattern of thought, a pattern of feeling, a pattern of habit or choice tendency, something we keep doing over and over, a way of relating with our own self, a way of relating with life. And we look at the referral pain of it. And we're like, oh, well, the problem is the thought that I'm thinking. So I really need to do a lot of, work with my mind and my mental body and transform this thought, right? Or, all of this is related with the past trauma. So I just need to focus on healing that trauma, but you're still not getting to the deeper reality of your inner being, body, mind, soul. And that's best done using neuroscience and consciousness intertwining with each other. And you can get stuck in a healing loop or not making any actual progress. And you're like, I'm showing up every day and nothing's actually changing. And then eventually that can become normalized. And you're like, yeah, this is just normal. I show up every day and things don't really change, or they change slowly, or they change gradually, or I just never reach the fullness of what I desire. So it must not be possible. The third reason why we can get stuck is because we're addressing the brain-body wiring without connecting with the actual self, okay? So if there's anxiety and you're like, I just need to rewire the anxiety, I just need to rewire my nervous system, I just need to heal these traumas, but you're not actually connected with the who that is you, the self that is in the awareness and the experience of it, then you're not going to see the transformation you desire. You're not going to have the opportunities you want to have. You have to be connected with your own self and not just the experience you want to influence or transform. And so if you're trying to address the experience, or you're trying to address the brain and the body, but you're not actually connected with you, then you're not going to be able to create what you desire and what you deserve to experience. The fourth reason we can get stuck is because we might focus on what we don't want. I need to heal my anxiety. Okay, but what do you actually want on the other side of not having anxiety? Okay, what I don't want is to not feel this emptiness inside. Okay, but what do you want on the other side of it? You have to have a vision for what's possible beyond what you are healing. Not just healing something you don't want to experience, but having a clear vision of what's possible on the other side of it to have somewhere new to redirect that energy towards. The fifth reason we can get stuck is not having practices that are both enjoyable and create deep transformation. We need this healing journey and inner expansion, whether you're healing from something and expanding into something more. It has to be sustainable and effective. And so a lot of the stuff that's sustainable, like, yeah, it's easy to show up for this, right? Might not be effective, okay? And the things that are effective might not be enjoyable. So they're not sustainable because you dread showing up for it. Like, yeah, that works, but it's gnarly and horrific and I hate doing it, right? So we need to have practices that are going to create the transformation you desire and have that journey be nourishing, rewarding, fulfilling, expansive, loving, supportive, so that the journey is sustainable and effective, addressing the deepest layers of your being, creating that transformation you desire while having a fulfilling experience along the way. So you're not just focused on the destination of I need to get there to that transformation, or I need to get there to finally feel whatever I want to feel on a consistent 24/7 basis, but to have a journey towards that is something you look forward to showing up for. The sixth reason we can get stuck is because we're only working on one area of our inner realities, okay? And so this is why it's important to explore somatic emotions through the lens of all four body systems, okay? If there's a somatic emotion that's in our mental, emotional, physical, and energetic body simultaneously, but we're only addressing our emotions, or we're only addressing the regulation, or we're only addressing the mind, or we're only doing spiritual practices to connect with our soul, but we're not looking at how all of it's interacting with each other within the nanoseconds that precedes our awareness, right? Then we're not able to dive deeper into the foundation of our reality, the foundation of our being, and what we're actually doing. So we have to no part left behind. We have to address all the fullness of all that we are. The seventh reason why we can get stuck and plateau in our journey of inner awareness, awakening, activation, expansion, healing, nourishment, liberation, all of it, is we might identify with what is being healed, shifted, or transformed. And so if you don't have distinguishment or differentiation between the who that you are and what you're experiencing and how you're experiencing it, then you can lose your sense of self in the journey of transformation. And then the body mind will revert back to those previous patterns because it doesn't have an identity without it. And those aspects of self don't know how to associate with their own existence without those natural patterns of navigation and regulation. Okay. So what's the one link that connects everything we've explored? Okay. Body, mind, soul, navigation, regulation, somatic emotions, 7 categories, masculine, feminine energies, like all these things. What's the one thing? What's the one thing that bridges all of it? And because it's the one thing that bridges and connects all of it, we can look at this one thing and influence all of it. Okay, we don't have to go piece by piece. We don't have to work with the mental, emotional, physical, and energetic bodies individually and try to connect them. We don't have to work with the brain waves and the brain hemispheres and the cranial nerves and the digestion and respiration and nervous systems and piece it all. We don't have to do that. We don't have to go trauma by trauma by trauma and bring up all these memories and try to rewrite them and we don't have to do that. We don't have to go, what's the masculine energy? What's the feminine energy? How do we have more harmony? We don't have to do that. We can, but we don't have to. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. We don't want a lot of work. We want a lot of play. We want a lot of play. We want a lot of fun. So what's the one link that bridges all of it? The unconscious body memories, a lifetime of experiences stored beyond awareness that precedes your thoughts, your feelings, your sense of self. The one thing that links everything together are body, mind, soul attachment systems. And again, you can dive deeper through my free masterclass video series that teaches even further on body, mind, soul attachment theory and really explains that in a deeper way. But because all of that is held together by body, mind, soul attachment systems, we can powerfully influence, shift, transform, heal, change, recreate, repattern, reprogram, influence, all of it, everything, all the brain body wiring, all the unconscious body memories, all the past experiences now affecting how we experience our existence, the masculine, feminine energy flows, all the somatic emotions, our abundance and peace and joy and bliss and presence and embodiment and joy and self-worth and self-confidence and self-respect and self-empowerment and inner power and inner freedom. Repattern all of it just by working directly with body, mind, soul attachment systems, because it's the bridge that's unifying all of it. And that's how my past version of self was able to heal everything, transform decades of complex trauma, rewrite hundreds of disabling health challenges that were considered incurable by hundreds of medical professionals for over a decade, was able to live with and then heal and transform from 5 years of not being able to create new memories, was able to recover and rewrite a lifetime of memories when living with severe retrograde amnesia without needing to ever look back at them, was able to recreate a sense of self after not recognizing who she saw in a mirror for 5 years, okay? Healed the impossible, transformed the impossible, and now expands into all the somatic emotions that I described earlier, okay? The way that my past version of self was able to do that without ever working with a coach, without ever working with a therapist, without ever working with a neurologist, didn't work with anyone or anything outside of this one modality. It's by addressing the body, mind, soul attachment systems. Recreating the body-mind's attachment systems through structures of internal relationships transforms unconscious memories and all associated patterns of navigation and regulation by addressing the core foundation from which everything rests upon and relies upon. You'll see in your playbook, there's some fancy treasure maps to help bring visual reference to what we're talking about. This is a relational journey. And by nourishing relational connections and attachment bonds throughout aspects of self, while fulfilling specific internal needs, you hold infinite power to expand into the ecstatic love and liberated wholeness of your true self. In the miracle of your everyday moments, a combination of inner relationships allows you to be you, including relational connections between your, and this is where I mentioned the higher self, I mentioned that a little earlier, the inner relationships between the awareness of yourself and the experiencer of yourself, or your higher self and your human self, the soul and the mind and the soul and the body, your present moment self and your childhood self. And those are the self, this is the essence of self. And then there are inner relationships within your body, mind, and your human experience, your mind and your body, your mental and emotional well-being, your masculine and feminine energies. And all of this relies upon how you can somatically, felt in your body, satiate or fulfill your internal need to feel seen, loved, treasured, cherished, appreciated, wanted, valued, celebrated, and with belonging, to feel safe, secure, stable, sustained, protected, and provided for, to feel supported, connected, with vulnerability, closeness, collaboration, and community from within your being, to feel heard, recognized, respected, embraced, with purpose, importance, allowance, spacious opportunity, and directional guidance from within your being. Through this process, you gradually rebirth the foundation of your inner being, creating new patterns of somatic emotions at the root of all body, mind, soul, internal experiences. And you get to revel in the ecstatic love and liberated wholeness of your true self. And there's a little bit more about play prompt prescriptions. Okay, I remember one of the issues we stumbled upon was how can we make these practices effective and enjoyable so it's sustainable while also creating the shifts and transformation you desire. And that's through play prompt prescriptions. So through BodyMindSoul treasure mapping, which you saw samples of in this playbook that is gifted to you through this journey, we're able to understand inner realities. And when there are those sensations coming up, we can just trace them back to the internal need beneath them and look at the well-being of those inner needs and not just the surface sensation of experience. So through Body, Mind, Soul treasure mapping, we're able to understand inner realities. And then through personalized play prompt prescriptions, daily practices of play, you get to create all the transformation that we talked about. And so through practices of play, through personalized play prompt prescriptions, one of the components of trifecta treasure trove modalities, you nourish relational connections and attachment bonds within the self, attune with all parts of you, reunify aspects of self from past experiences, connect deeper with all that you are here and now, and expand into all that you can be. And you get to heal, shift, transform anything, and then activate, awaken, and expand all the somatic emotions you desire to experience. And then it shares there a 10-step miracle journey, which is one of the processes that I use. And then I'm going to open the floor for questions if anyone's here. And for those watching on the replay, you're also welcome to share questions in the comments, specifically about the information that I just shared, any questions about what you read through in the playbook. And after this time together, definitely go back through and respond to those journal prompts. It'll really serve and support you. You can write out or speak those mantra affirmations. And so I'm going to open the floor for questions in just a moment, but I'm just going to briefly share about the work that I do, okay? So we've looked at the Body, Mind, Soul treasure mapping, personalized play prompt prescriptions. Guided marathon journeys are another modality that I share through my trifecta treasure trove models. And so if this journey interests you, if you're like, yes, I'm ready to heal, resolve all these disruptions within me. Yes, I'm ready to activate, awaken my soul self. Yes, I'm ready to expand and fully anchor all these beautiful, delicious somatic emotions that I desire to experience that can actually quantum catalyze moments of living happily ever after in heaven on earth through the union of your own body, mind, and soul. And you want to dive deeper. You want to get to know all parts of you. You want to understand your inner realities. You want to expand into the fullness of life. You want to know the truth of who you are and to allow your identity to be fully anchored in the ecstatic love and liberated wholeness of your awakened soul self and rebirth the miracles of your brain, body, and body mind so that navigation and self-regulation come from the place of being somatically unified with unconditional love. Then I would love to invite you into my 3 or 6 month one-on-one mentorship journey through Reborn as infinite love, becoming known through your body, mind, soul's treasure trove. There is a treasure trove within you waiting to be discovered. There is a treasure trove of magic and miracles and love and awe and wonder and passion, pleasure, play, embodied worthiness, empowered confidence, blissful presence, abundant peace, inner freedom and expansion and liberation to the fullness and totality of all that you are. And you get to activate your power to rewrite how past experiences now impact you, to expand connection and unity and harmony and wholeness in body, mind, soul, to improve and elevate health and well-being from the depths of your being inside out, mental, emotional, habitual, the health of your habits, relational health and well-being, and to harmonize the flow of masculine and feminine energies through this journey of nourishing relational connections within the self. And you get to explore creative collisions between neuroscience and consciousness and create a collection of body, mind, soul treasure maps where you get to visually understand these simplified insights of very complex ideas, so you can distinguish the identity and the essence of you from that which you experience, and to understand the complex wiring of your body mind so that you really know what's happening beyond the surface level. And when there are sensations that come up that you want to heal, shift, or transform, or you're in a moment and you want to activate, awaken, and expand something yummy, delicious, and juicy you want more of, you'll know exactly the inner structures that allow for that, so you can work with them at the foundational root cause of your personal experience. And so we go through body, mind, soul treasure mapping, and that's an ever expanding journey because these treasure maps have so many layers to them. It's so beautiful and delicious. And it explores all the details about body, mind, soul treasure mapping are mentioned in there. And then you get personalized play prompt prescription. So based on everything we discover through the body, mind, soul treasure mapping, now we understand your inner realities. We have this deeper attunement with yourself. We understand what's happening in the brain and the body and these unconscious memories and the navigational patterns and patterns of regulation. And we create a vision, not just for what you want to heal or transform or not experience anymore, but the vision of how you want your body, mind, soul to feel. Because the one person you're going to share your whole life with is you. And the one place that you are guaranteed to experience every moment through is your body, mind. So it's the foundation of your whole existence. Kind of a big deal. You are kind of a big deal. And so based on the vision that we create and expand for what you actually want your natural state of internal navigation to be, and everything we discovered through the treasure mapping, we create these personalized play prompt prescriptions. And that includes these daily practices where the emphasis is nourishing these relational connections with self, the relationship between higher self and human self, awareness of self, experiencer of self, present moment self, childhood self, the soul and the mind, the soul and the body, and then the relational connections within your experience, the relational connection between your mind and your body, your mental and emotional health, your masculine and feminine energies. And just like when you're in a relationship with another person, there's distinction and connection where it's an interactive two-way street. And just like when you're nourishing a very intimate relationship with someone, there's usually one person who has a state of more initiation and a state of more receiving. Okay. And so if it's a parent and a child, the parent is initiating and giving that love, and the child is receiving that love. And when you're in a romantic partnership, there are moments, overall, it should be pretty balanced, but there are definitely moments where there's more of a lead energy guiding the moment of intimate connection. And so it's like that with our inner realities. There's a part of the self who initiates that attachment bond or initiates the relational connection. And then there's a part of the self that is receiving that relational connection, receiving that love. And we nourish a very specific inner relationship with parts of self in a way that rewires the brain and the body. Okay. When you work with parts of the body, mind, and aspects of self and nourish these interrelational connections, repair these attachment connections, these attachment bonds, attachment systems in body, mind, soul, you have the power to rewire and rewrite anything and everything. This includes the brain hemispheres, the triune brain, brainwave, nervous system regulation, how past experiences now affect you, residual impacts of trauma, relational trauma, physical trauma, emotional trauma, mental trauma. It allows for us to expand that body-mind-soul union, mind-body connection, to experience more grounded presence, loving attunement with ourselves, to expand into the fullness of life, to have all those delicious somatic emotions that we described. You get to rewire your inner realities, and it gets to be fun, and it gets to be easy, and it gets to be loving, and it gets to be nourishing. Yes, there will be moments of this is a little uncomfortable, or this is a little new, or this is a little challenging. But overall, the journey is meant to be rewarding and fulfilling and nourishing, supportive, something that you look forward to showing up for. And something that has a beautiful payoff where you're like, I'm so stoked I showed up for that. I feel so much better after that practice. And I've been doing this, every day for a week, a month, and I see the transformation. I see the shifts of my inner reality. I can feel the transformation in my being where these things that weren't so good are decreasing. And all these amazing, delicious things I want more of are growing. And I have so much more connection and power inside of me every step of the way. And so personalized play prompt prescriptions are practices of play. They're meant to be enjoyable every step of the way, not just when you reach the destination of your desired vision and outcome of body, mind, soul experiences. And then we go deeper through guided marathon journeys. And there's a specific mirror technique that I've created based on how you experience your reflection at different spaces from the mirror. You can unveil more about your inner realities, about your body memories, about how past experiences are affecting you beyond awareness, about the union and connection with all aspects of self. And through specific mirror practices, again, emphasizing those interrelational connections and the somatic fulfillment of our attachment needs, then you get to create some massive transformation, reunify all aspects of self, recreate the patterns that are navigating and regulating your own being beyond awareness. So if you're interested in diving deeper, I do have spaces available in my 3 or 6 month one-on-one mentorship journey. It does start at $1,500 a month for this journey with 3 or 6 month containers. And it does include 12 different playbooks, weekly guided sessions, and daily practices. And it's all using these original concepts that have been developed through the past 7 years, through over 20,000 hours of self-led work. And it is life-changing, which is an understatement. So you can find out more about that one-on-one mentorship journey or connect with me afterwards. You can message me on Instagram or send me an email. All the information is in the playbook. You can find more about that journey. And so that brings us to the conclusion of our time together. Just going to hold space for a moment if anyone has questions about anything that I shared here. Just going to hold space if anyone has any questions. And if not, then we will wrap up our time. Thank you to everyone tuning in on this live call together or on the replay. Thank you for holding space to explore these amazing ideas. Definitely go back through and use those journal prompts and dive deeper and explore where you're at with each category and energy state of somatic emotions and where you'd like to be. And explore the well-being of your attachment needs, not just in this present moment, but how your inner realities still hold energies from a lifetime of experiences. And not related with the past, but related with the present energy states inside of body, mind, soul. And really explore, where is there space for expansion? Where is there space for healing nourishment? And where can you allow for some new seeds to be planted in your inner journey? Okay, I'm not seeing any questions, so we are going to wrap up. Thank you again for everyone who tuned in, and I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day. All right, thanks so much. I appreciate you all.